Okay. Hey guys, how are y'all doing? How is your Sunday going? I'm just waiting for the guest to join the live session. Okay, let's see. So this session is gonna be about busting the yoga myth. I'm just waiting for the guest to join the session. Uh, Let me quickly. So we are here to discuss about yoga and a lot of other things, which I'm very excited about. But I'm gonna keep it as a suspense until my friend joins me, until the guest joins me. So let's see. So you can comment, you can actually post your question in the comment section if you have any questions that you would like me to ask her. So we are here to bust the yoga myth. So if you have any questions, please write down in the comment section. I'll get to it. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so here she is. Hi, Prajakta. Okay. Just gonna take us a few more seconds.
Hi, Deepika.
Hi, Prajakta. Finally.
Finally. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, so let's start this session. Okay, so I'm just gonna introduce today's guest. She is amazing, amazing, always centered and focused, always full of peace and calm. She is a yoga practitioner since 10 years and a yoga teacher since 5 years and a nutritionist since 7 years. So she's like all in one. So her name is Prajakta and we are here to bust some yoga myth together. Okay? So I've been getting a lot of questions from different people. So are you ready to get started with it?
Yes, thank you, Deepika, for the beautiful introduction. We can start now.
Okay. All right. So let's get to the first question. Okay. What is the definition of yoga? What is yoga? People still don't understand what exactly yoga is. So can you being a yoga teacher, can you tell us what yoga is?
Yes, so the first word which comes to my mind when we think about yoga is being aware. Aware of what? Aware of your own body, your breath, yourself, and your mind. So all this together. So yoga, the literal meaning of this word, it is derived from Sanskrit word huge. It means union. So it's union of your body, your mind, yourself with the help of your breath. So to give you an example, you are sitting here right now and listening to me, but are you completely listening to me 100%?
No.
So somewhere you are
Yeah.
somewhere you want to sleep, somewhere you are in kitchen, somewhere you are outside, you're with your friends. You're not completely 100% sitting and listening to me. The mind is scattered everywhere. So yoga has this beautiful thing. With help of your breath, you can connect your body and mind, and that is how you feel relaxed, you feel energized. And this is the whole purpose of
Oh,
yoga.
wow. Okay. That is so profound and so amazing. Wow. Okay. So now I've seen a lot of people or a lot of gym, they, market yoga as a way to lose weight or as a way to do some stretching and flexibility. What is your take on that? Like, is yoga a way to lose weight or way to, become more flexible?
So yoga definitely, yes, helps in weight loss, but it is not just a workout. It is lot more than that, beyond that. So to explain in short and in simple way, I can just tell you, yes, yoga has certain set of asanas, which are nothing but physical postures, which help you to increase the flexibility in body, get rid of the restlessness in body. And after that, there are some breathing techniques called as pranayama, which increases your energy levels, which gets rid you get rid of all the toxins in the body, and which helps to calm down your mind, and ultimately that leads you into meditation. And that is again the whole purpose, that you need to feel relaxed, you need to feel calm, and you need to feel centered. The beauty of yoga. So it doesn't only give you weight loss. Yes, weight loss is one of the benefits of yoga, but along with that, you are getting so many beautiful benefits. You really have to experience that and practice it every single day to experience this state of mind.
So yoga should not be called a workout. Do you agree or disagree with this?
Yes, yoga should not, it is not restricted to a workout. It is a lot more than that. So the major difference between gym exercise and yoga is again that in gym, there is a lot of intensive workout, but we are not aware of our body, our breath, our mind. It is just an workout. After that, you feel tired, you feel you want to just sleep, you want to rest. But after yoga, you should never feel tired. After yoga, you will also feel more energized, more lively, and you can work for whole day with that full of energy. So that is the major difference, because as I said earlier, in yoga you are more aware of everything. The moment you are aware, you are into the present moment. Yoga brings you back to the present moment. It makes you more centered and focused.
So I was practicing yoga a couple of weeks back while watching the YouTube video, and trust me, like doing those videos or doing those poses, it really exhausted me. And I was like, why is yoga so difficult? Like, why can't yoga be so easy? Like, what is wrong with it? But after what you just said, it really helps me understand that yoga is not what I was doing or what many people do while watching the YouTube video. So
yes, people don't realize that you need to shift your focus on the breath. So when people join for the first time to my class, I just take simple Sukshma Vyam. That is nothing but simple joint movements from top to bottom. But still they feel relaxed because they do that with awareness, focusing on their breath. They are completely, for those 20 to 30 minutes, they are completely with oneself. The mind is more settled with their breath. So that is how all the restlessness in body is gone and they feel much more relaxed. Okay, so we have not even really started any asanas or pranayam. It is just simple joint movements with little shift of focus on your breath. So breath is the magical instrument in yoga. So that is something which we do since birth, but we have never paid attention to that.
I don't think I've ever heard someone saying this, that breath is the magical instrument to yoga. I've watched so many yoga videos and went to so many different gyms in US and Canada, but never heard that. That is so amazing, Prajakta. Thanks for sharing. Now coming to our next question. I've seen so many people calling themselves a yogi because they have a yoga mat and they practice asanas or Surya Namaskar. Does someone becomes a yogi after they start doing yoga? What is your definition? What is your take on that?
Okay, so this reminds me of myself. When I started practicing some difficult postures, I was like, wow, now I'm a nice big yogi. But I was so wrong. Like after practicing so many years, I understood what is the sign of true yogi. So as I told you, yoga takes you back to your own nature. Okay, so true sign of yogi is one who is smiling in any situation, one who is happy without any reason. And in any situation, he is so calm and centered. Like he doesn't go, like the emotions are much more balanced. And why this happens? Because yoga, everybody wants to be peaceful, everybody wants to be happy, and everyone's nature, the core nature of everybody is same. And yoga takes you back to that nature. Yoga reminds you that you are peace, you are joy, you are love. Okay. So you might get angry, you might get sad in whole day, you might get frustrated, but then you just come out quickly, oh, this is not my nature. Okay, so that is the true sign of yogi. When you practice yoga not only on your yoga mat but in your daily life, In everyday life, you are like more aware in every situation. You are into the present moment.
Wow.
That is the true sign of
Oh.
yogi. So yes, you will reach that state, but one rule of yoga is practice every single day.
Now,
Try challenge yourself that you can take small challenges, that I am going to sit on my mat every single day, to start with at least 20 minutes, and after long practice you can experience that,
okay, so I got a
this
question
state
from
of
one of the
mind.
people regarding the same topic, that's the same thing that we are discussing. The
Yes.
person is asking, how can I make yoga more interesting and how to self motivate?
Okay, so initially to start with, even it was difficult for me to sit on one place, close my eyes, or it sounded very boring. But yes, initially you need to be patient, and you can make one health buddy, you can make a health partner to start with, or you can create a group, okay, group of yogis, you can call a yogi group, and you can start, because group energy matters a lot when you are taking, like I have experienced in my personal training, and when I take class as a whole group, the group energy matters a lot. In group you feel more energized and you feel more interesting, so that will really help you. After say like regular practice of 30
Mhm.
days, you won't require
Okay.
that. You will start experiencing the beauty of yoga, and you will yourself try hard, but you'll yourself sit on mat and you'll start your day with yoga. That is what I have
Okay.
experienced. But yes, initially you need to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be, you need to be in that self discipline. Anything challenging we start, yes, we have to keep little, we have to keep ourselves motivated, and the consistency is important. Once you get, even I have seen my students after 8 days, they are like, wow, now please don't take breaks in class, like let it continue. Like now in lockdown, my students are like, we want to start the session soon. I'm taking online sessions, but they are like that group energy, they are missing
I
that.
bet
So
because they have
yes.
such an awesome yoga teacher. Now,
Thank
coming to the
you.
next question. So, I've heard people saying that, okay, yoga, only Hindus should do yoga. Like, is yoga a religion? Like, if you belong to some different religion, are you not supposed to practice yoga? What is your take on that?
No, 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 definitely not. Yoga, yes, it is derived from Hindu religion, it has come from Indian tradition. But as I told you, it is for everyone, every human being on this planet. It's a blessing for every human being, and definitely everybody should experience. And that is the reason I have chosen yoga teacher as my career along with nutritionist. So, to give an example, like many people hesitate because there are certain chantings we do before meditation or to go into meditation. So, for example, there's this one word Om in Hindus, which we chant during meditation. Then there's another word Amin in Muslims, and there's Amin in Christians. So, all this, see the beauty now, all these three words have similar vibrations, similar sounds. It creates those positive
Mhm.
waves, and which helps to calm you down, which decreases the restlessness in your mind, and then you can go into deeper meditation. That is the whole purpose. So there is whatever you're comfortable with, you can chant that. But yoga is not restricted to one particular
Okay.
religion. There are so many different castes of people who come to my class and practice, and they are enjoying it. So don't limit yoga. It helps you to look at life with much more broader perspective. So start practicing, and you will know that yoga is for every human
So,
being.
so if
And
the ultimate aim of yoga is to take you into meditation, like I meditate every day, why don't I just do meditation? Like, why do I have to do yoga? I can just meditate because that is much more easier.
yeah, correct. You just close your eyes and,
Yeah.
but uh, okay, so you meditate every day. So have you tried sitting directly into meditation, and then like you are bombarded with lots of thoughts coming in your mind. There's restlessness in your body. You're shaking your legs. You can't go into meditation if there is so much restlessness in body. So before going in meditation, you need to get rid of that restlessness in body. If there is any pain in body, can you meditate? Can you sit down with eyes closed? If your back is paining, or if some of your body part is not good, your stomach is paining. So all the purpose of this physical postures is not limited to flexibility. It helps you to make it disease free. It helps you to get rid of all those, pain in the body, any tiredness in the body. You feel very much relaxed. You feel now your body is very light. Once your body is light, you start settling down with your mind. Then only when you shift your focus away from body, you can go deeper. Otherwise, if something is paining, your focus will be on that body part only.
Yeah,
You can't go within.
I get
So
what
it
you're trying
becomes,
to
it's
say.
not that, yeah, it's not that you can't do meditation, but yes, initially it's important you put some efforts and then your meditation will be super.
Okay, I'm going to try that. Okay, now you were just talking about the
Definitely.
mental benefits of yoga, like how yoga can help you become more happy, more calm. So there are people who suffer from depression, anxiety. Like, do you think yoga
Mhm.
is a good thing for them? Like,
Yes, definitely. After like 4 to 5 years as a yoga teacher, I have seen many such students getting so much improvement in their anxiety levels, their nervousness. Many of my depression students come and share with me that, and that feels so nice that they are getting recovered and they are not dependent on medicines
hmm,
anymore. So it takes certain time, but as I told you, why do people get depressed? Why do they get sad? Okay, so when they are getting sad, they are basically going away from their nature. They are forgetting their core nature, that they are that happiness and joy. They are depending on some outside source, some physical source. So when they start practicing yoga at deeper level, they realize they need nothing to be happy. Okay, so as I told you earlier, also yoga makes you happy for no reason. Your energy level rises so much. When you are depressed, your energy levels are down. But when you take a one deep long breath, you are rising your energy level. So how is it possible? Like when you're practicing yoga, definitely you will cure your depression and anxiety. Yes, it takes lot of efforts and time. I've seen with my students who are like with severe depression, it was difficult for them initially to even sit with eyes closed. But again, the previous question, that's where the asanas, the physical postures play role. When you practice lot of physical postures, that time helps you a lot. So first go with that. You won't be able to sit in meditation, but practice those surya namaskars, practice asanas, and with over a period of time you can sit down into meditation. Your body will relax and your mind will also relax. But yes, today everybody in this world needs yoga. It's better option than those pills.
yeah, absolutely,
Definitely
absolutely.
will prevent it.
So
No side effects,
I
nothing.
know. Now, I
Mhm.
like in the Western world, especially in US and Canada, like I was living in US for so long, there are all these weird
Hmm.
permutations and combinations going on, like beer yoga, goat yoga, hot yoga. What is your take on that? Like, I know so many of my friends, they go for a even like beer yoga, and they are like, oh, I'm gonna go for a yoga. Like, what is your take on that?
Let me tell you. So let me clear you one thing. Beer yoga is really not type of any yoga. It is not any kind of yoga. See, yoga doesn't require any external instrument. It just requires you yourself and your yoga mat. Nothing else. Okay. So beer yoga, goat yoga, all this stuff like this going on. I feel sad to see that, but that's why we need more and more yoga teachers, certified yoga teachers, to spread this message that yoga is something very pure. You are trying to increase your energy levels, you're trying to go within. So there you can't put a bottle of beer and do the opposite thing. Then you can't call it a yoga. Then it is something
Yeah.
else. Definitely not yoga, or not something for your health. It is taking your health in reverse
Yeah.
condition. If you're going to be healthy, be happy, beer yoga is definitely not for you.
Okay.
So you're going against that. So you can think over
So,
that.
guys, beer
Okay.
yoga is not yoga. Goat yoga is not yoga. The only way to practice authentic yoga is by a certified yoga teacher. Am I
Hmm.
right, Prajakta?
Yes, definitely. Yes, and one more thing I would like to add here, many people feel that I am not flexible. Can I practice yoga? Yoga is very difficult. So let me tell you one thing. I didn't start yoga like as a child. I had grown up, and after that I started. My body was not that flexible, but yes, definitely yoga will make you flexible after certain time of practice. It gives you that flexibility. You don't need already a flexible body. So don't keep any hesitation. Start slow, listen to your body. But it's very important. Initially, 3 months you practice with a certified yoga teacher with proper guidance, and then you can go through and experience that beauty of yoga.
Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'll be asking, you will be doing the rapid fire round where I'm going to ask you something and you're going to say the first thing that comes to your mind, okay? And you have to be fast, okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
are you ready? Are you ready for a
Yes.
challenge?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Favorite yoga pose?
Sarvangasana.
Okay. You know what my favorite yoga pose is? Shavasana.
I thought so.
Okay. Yoga.
Beautiful blessing.
Yoga mat.
My everyday instrument.
Peace.
Sorry?
Peace.
Your nature.
Teacher.
Very important in life.
Okay. Instagram. Instagram followers.
My favorite people.
Okay. So you excelled in the rapid fire round, Rajita. I'm going to send you some
Thank
virtual
you.
hugs and kisses. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
thank
if
you.
you have to, say, give 3 takeaways from this session to people, like, don't remember anything, just remember this 3 things. What will be your 3 takeaways?
Okay, so first thing, those who are very new to yoga, those who have never experienced yoga, definitely in life you should start yoga practice right now. In this lockdown period, we have lots of time. Always you have excuse that we don't have time to do yoga. We are very busy. So now you have like whole day. You can start with yoga. There are many online yoga teachers taking yoga sessions. Even I do that. So you can join in your area any of the online sessions and practice yoga with proper teacher. To start with, listen to your body, do it with nice smile on your face, and you will experience that beauty of yoga. Another thing is, don't think yoga is just restricted to weight loss. Like, still many of my students who are practicing, they were initially like, we just want to lose our tummy, we just want to lose weight, we don't want anything else. But accept yoga as something much more than that, and you will practice it with that honor, that respect, and then you will experience that beauty. So it's very important to take it as a discipline. It's not just like few days I'm going to practice yoga, like we join gym, 1 month gym training and then we forget about it. No. Yoga is you start with that honor, with respect, practice it for long, long time, and then you see the amazing results, not only in your body but also in your mind. So yoga is for both your physical health as well as your mental health. Don't forget that. So do try and experience that mental health also.
Okay.
It's very, very important. So it cleanses your body as well as your mind.
Okay. And I think what I really loved about it is breath is so important. It is because of breath that we are alive right now. And I think we don't really bring our awareness to our breath at all.
Definitely. So breath and emotions are related. Whenever we are very happy, like we take nice, joyful breaths. Whenever we are angry, we take short breaths. So that is what works in yoga. We take our attention to breath, we calm down our breath, and automatically our mind calms down. That is how it is connected. So breath is, like I told you, a magical instrument which can bring your body and mind together. Otherwise, Your mind is waving here and there, past, present, future. It's not completely in present, but the more and more you are in now, you are happy. So that is possible with yoga, with meditation.
That,
And everybody today in this world, when lot of things are going around, we don't know what the earth is up
yeah.
to. You need to be centered, you need to be calm. And yes, that is where yoga helps you to, it changes your perspective towards life. Like this is not the end. And there's lot more, much more to this things. Any situation it might be, you will always keep a positive attitude towards it. With this, yoga gives you, like, strength. It's your secret
Yeah.
strength which nobody can take away from you. That is what was my personal experience. Like, yes, when I was practicing as a student, I was learning, but when I did my teacher's training program and started teaching, and I went deeper into the practice, the my, like, last 5 years, I have changed lot as a person, and my attitude towards the life. It is much more positive, much more happy, and much more contented.
So there
So
is
that
so much to
that is
talk about the other side of yoga, like the mental, effects of yoga that is
yeah,
good for the body, the positive effects of yoga. But yeah, so what will
yeah,
we definitely need to catch up again and talk more about the
yes,
positive effects of yoga on your mind.
definitely.
But thank you
Definitely.
so much for sharing all these wonderful, wonderful things with my followers and with everyone around. And I'm so happy that you are a yoga teacher, because we need more teachers like you to actually spread awareness about what real yoga is.
And thank you, Deepika, for inviting me. And let me tell you one more thing to all the followers, that you were the one who insisted me to start social media, be active on social media long back. So I will be always thankful for
Yeah.
you.
So I'm just getting a few questions right now. Do you have a, like, just let's just answer one or two questions. Are you okay with that, Prajakta?
Sure, sure.
Okay.
We
It
can.
says the one of the question is how to choose right yoga teacher, as that is so important, because nowadays even a short certification on yoga and people start, taking yoga classes and start calling them a yoga teacher. So
So, see, there are, you can always go and check the certification. So, like, there are, like, for every country, there is, like, quality certification given by that particular country. So, you can always ask your teacher before joining, like, where have you learned, which school. Like, my students have done that, and they inquire completely and then they join it. So that's completely fair enough. You should know what your teacher has done, and you will understand. Like, if he has done any short course, and within 1 week, you will understand what is the difference. Because people come and share with me that they had joined one short course, but it was not at all yoga, it was just a
okay.
workout. And now you know what is yoga. It's not just up to physical. So any certified yoga teacher won't stop up to physical
Okay.
workout. She or he will go on to the deeper level, and within 1 month you will experience that beauty. But if you feel it's just like many of them just combine Zumba, aerobics, and they give it a name of yoga with some music. So yes, it is not limited to that. So you will understand within 10 days
So
also that
someone is
yes, this is
asking,
not yoga.
I guess this is the second time we're getting the same question. Can kids do yoga?
Yes, kids from 8 years onwards are always welcome to do yoga. Before 8 years, kids are true yogi. They don't need yoga. They are into their
Because they're
nature. They
always
are
happy.
happy. But
Yeah.
yeah, they are doing yoga naturally. If you have seen babies, they do naturally all the mudras,
Yeah.
all the breathing. You observe their breath. They breathe fully. They don't breathe like a shallow
Yeah.
breath. Our breath is very shallow, but when you see a baby breathing fully, so we need yoga is becoming back like a
Yeah.
child. So you observe and then become a yogi. So yes, after 8 years, you can start.
Okay. All right.
And even there are
Yeah.
short courses for like 5 years onwards. Nowadays they start, but yes, five till before 5 or 6 they're not required. They don't require.
Okay. So, do you have anything else to say, Prajakta, before we end this live session?
So I would just request all the followers, do practice yoga, be happy, stay home, stay safe, and keep social distancing, and all become
And
yogis.
practice
Soon
yoga
to
with a
world.
yoga teacher.
Yes, definitely, with a certified
Don't
yoga teacher.
don't be like me. Don't practice yoga on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't do experiments with your body and mind.
Yeah, that is so true. Thank you so much, Prajakta, for joining me. And thank you all the followers who were there and joined in our discussion. Follow us at Free the Monkey Mind and follow Prajakta at Yoga Hara.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Deepika.
you.
So,
Bye.
yeah. Bye.